Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Covering both sides of the big issues with the analysis you trust on News Radio 1040 WHO.
There's all kinds of stories out there right now regarding the workforce, working from home, and of course there's Elon Musk, right? So what did he do today? He said to Tesla staff, return to the office full-time or find a new job. Seems fairly direct, doesn't it? So that's going on. Meanwhile, there are other people that say, hey, tell your boss working from home is making you more productive. I certainly was when I was working from home. No question in my mind. Absolutely more productive. I could tell by the size of the stack of stuff. When I was working from home, the stack of stuff was way bigger than it is now because there are more distractions here. Anyway, joining us to talk about this is an expert on managing remote employees. He is a guest who has been on a bunch of times. His name is Spencer O'Leary, and he sounds just a little bit like me. Hi, Spencer.
Hey, Simon.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. So what do we make of Elon Musk? Come back to work or find a new job?
Yeah, and Simon, I think we've seen that now across a number of employers they're making that choice for their employees. We're going to see how that's going to go over the next 1, 2, 6, 12 months. But we've got this real power struggle starting to happen between employee and employer, and also struggles between different employers. So we could quote today a number of employers who are using the idea of allowing employees to work remotely as a real incentive to go to their company. So I expect we'll find in some of Tesla's or Elon Musk's employees' locations some competitors who are fighting for good talent to come out with those statements over the coming days saying, leave Tesla and come and work for us. We allow people to work remotely. I think we're in for some interesting times. We
are. Now, of course, there was undercover video at Twitter, which was, it was political in nature, but which you don't need to comment on at all. But the interesting part for me wasn't even that. It was the people who were like, yeah, if we don't want to work, we don't work. I haven't worked for like 8 weeks now. What? And they're getting paid. So you kind of feel for Elon Musk when he's looking at that video and thinking, yeah, we're done with this home stuff.
Yeah, and there's always been employees that will work and won't work, whether they're working from the office or they're working from home. Probably easier if you're working from home. But the important things for employees to start to do is there's sort of strengths and weaknesses in people working from home and working from the office. So as you said in your intro, we have data to support that most people working from home were more productive. So that's a good thing. But there's some other measures, things around sort of creativity and well-being. If we get well-being wrong, it causes workplace stress. We start getting sickness and attrition. And we've, again, got data that says those things got worse. People worked from home. So there's a real choice for employees to make of maybe managing some individual differences between people and make sure that whether you've got people working from the office, whether you've got people working from home, you manage them appropriately regardless of the location where they do their activity.
Okay, yeah, that's key. So how do you manage people working from home? Do you start by insisting they wear pants?
That's probably a good start, particularly if they're standing up on a video call.
Right.
But rather than their attire, it's important for me to measure two things. I call them inputs and outputs. So inputs is about how many hours people work. Make sure you've got a good measure of that. And output is how much work do they do during that period. If you can balance that with some well-being metrics, make sure people aren't working too many hours, they're getting regular breaks, they're not working into the late evening or over weekends, they've got that good work-life balance. If you can just get those relatively basic data points, basic but sometimes hard to capture, then you'll manage those individual differences, you'll manage your employees.
You would hate my clock right now, Spencer. You would hate it.
I can imagine your working hours are a little different to most.
Little long right now because I'm working both ends of the clock. I'm doing the morning show in Orlando. I don't physically have to go there, but I'm doing the morning show in Orlando, Florida, and then my afternoon show here in Iowa, which involves getting up at 3:20 in the morning. I don't get off the air here till 7. And by the time I got home, walked the dogs, and eaten something, I got about half an hour on the sofa before I have to go to bed. So that's my life right now. I'm only on week 9 of doing that.
You watch some of those well-being metrics. It's an important part of your life.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, I'm having a vacay next week, so that's good.
Oh, well, you'll be fine then. You'll be recharged and ready to go.
Yeah, you'll be pleased to know another Brit connection. I will. I'm actually going to Boston, which is we want to do the whole history of that whole area. It's a bucket list thing for my wife and myself, and then we will conclude our trip to Boston by seeing Sir Paul at Fenway Park. Very excited. Very
Sounds
excited.
like a breeze. Well, happy Jubilee for tomorrow for the Brits who are listening, and have a good vacay next week.
Yeah. As for the Jubilee, my only reaction to the Queen is I am so pleased that for more than 20 years now I've not had to pay for her. So that's my only emotion.
Always an interesting perspective.
Yes. All right, Spencer. So how does this all shake out? Let's come back to where we started, and you get to round it out. How does it all shake out? Does this pandemic-induced we're all working from home and loving it thing go away, or does it find a way to survive?
Well, I think it probably finds a way to coexist. So through the years of 2010 to 2020, we worked with lots of companies across North America, particularly in the US, and particularly in healthcare, that embraced home working. We've had tens of thousands of people for many years working from home. And all COVID did is sort of exaggerate the proportion of people that work from home. So there is a place for home working. There's also a place for being in the office. And each and every employer needs to find the right place for them, the right place for their employees, find the balance, manage those individual differences appropriately. And these two, remote work and office work, they can coexist, and we can get the best of both worlds. High production when people work from home, better creativity and well-being when we bring people together to collaborate. If each employer can find that middle ground, that balance, then this will be a good place.
Spencer O'Leary is our expert on managing remote employees. You can find out more about him at www.activeops.com. That's ACTIVEOPS, activeops.com. And Spencer, we're very grateful. Thank you very much. We will chat again, I am sure.
Thanks, Simon. You have a good, relaxing week next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.